What's up, guys? Got my intake manifold here. Got my new throttle body here. Let me see. Yeah, twin 58, if that'll focus. Anyways, yeah, twin 58 millimeter butterflies. Here's my, I lose all the hardware. This is my factory unit. Compared to the aftermarket. So, what I'm going to be doing today is matching the backside of this throttle body, because that's what the factory looks like, and gasket matching it, essentially. So that is what is marked out here. This is the gasket that came with the throttle body, and so you can see with the line there, it doesn't look like a lot, but when you go to the outside of that marked edge, I mean, that's probably at least a quarter of an inch in radius. I mean, not in radius, but circumference or whatever. Diameter, I guess. Some, math terminology. So, yeah, I'm going to try my hand at porting. This is the first time I ever ported anything. These are pretty easy. It's just, like, quarter, a half inch by half inch of aluminum hog out there. Probably take some off this nose here, cone right there. That's for maybe my idle air control, not sure. But take some of that radius off there. And then I will be flipping it around, and I will be also gasket matching the intake to heads portion of it too. I believe I have those as well, those gaskets. I'll be using just a regular die grinder, I guess. I don't remember what this is. It's supposed to be like a half a horsepower or something from Snap-on. I felt it doesn't feel very promising, but whatever. And then these are non-ferrous bits from Matco. Yeah. So this is these here. Actually, a pretty nice set. I got the long one so I could get really deep into the, so she said, intake and the valves when I get to that point on the head. So I got a couple different shapes so I can contour them as preferred. So there we go. Try my hand at this and see what we come up with. Alrighty, guys, so I got this far, obviously only on the right port there, and I was just gonna maybe just make my life a little bit easier. I had been using this flatter bit here just to really just try and stay flat and just kind of to remove the material. Now for the finishing, to finish it up, I'm going to switch to this bit here, a more radiused bit, because air doesn't like running into flat surfaces. So even just just to contour the lip in a little bit and out, and just to make no flat surfaces, because typically speaking, I'm no aeronautic technician here, but air does not like flat surfaces. So just to contour that off a little bit to finish that one up, and then we'll bring you back in here to show you the finished right versus left. At the halfway point for the inlet or throttle body area, I'm not going to say this is perfect because it's nowhere near perfect. This is my first time again trying this, but I can just show you some stuff that I learned, whatever. Like, again, well, first of all, fasten your piece to, not that this is super fastened, but, you know, I got a couple of clamps here, so your material's not moving around on you while you're trying to manipulate it. And then, as far as the LT1 goes, I'll just show you a couple areas that I even expanded into farther in the intake. So obviously you have like about 1/8 of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch here material that we removed. So you can obviously see that versus that. That's an 1/8 inch. And then even on the inside of that 1/8, you have this nose here that I believe is the idle air control. I believe. And you still have this protruding into that airflow as well. And this here, this just goes flat in, and that is just all excessive material in there, really. So what I did was I got it down, and I kind of worked that through down into here as I met my line there, and I just worked it back. As you can see, it sticks out there, and then even beyond my 1/8 inch that I removed, it doesn't stick out on the side that I already did. And I even went in, contoured it down around to try to make it, you know, round. And then you have on the top, you have this hard corner here, which is just on this side, it's probably excess material for this whatever little bolt that probably only goes a 1/2 inch in there, you know what I mean? So all this is, again, is excessive. So I knocked that corner there off on this side. I ran out of air in my compressor, but I'm going to work this a little bit too, just to kind of take the harshness of that corner off there is all, because the air is going in here obviously, and this, again, you can see it's directly in line with that hole. So that is the stuff you want to immediately remove, like that and this here, and obviously a gasket match it. But this secondary corner up there, the air is going to be going down and into the ports, right? So I mean, yeah, does it, I'm sure, affect a little bit, but it's not really that serious. Obviously none of this is that serious, but I'm not going to be making 1,000 horsepower. I don't have any plans to do that, but you know, every little bit of you know, little hot rodding, porting, polishing will, you know, help. Yeah, every CFM counts, I guess. So there's the halfway point. I just wanted to show you, you know, before and after. Pretty significant differences, really. And especially if you're going to get this, you know, piece here, you don't want to, you know, put a, you know, obstruction behind this piece that you spent your money on and essentially render it useless. So almost necessary to do this. And it's honestly, this didn't take me very long. That this non-ferrous bits, you know, non-ferrous aluminum, it removes material rapidly. So yeah, so I'll get you back in here when got the other side done. There's close to the finished product. I would say that's fairly significant difference there. Of course, I, again, gasket matched this. Came in here, contoured this. That was like a hard edge there. Contoured that. Came down over here. That's almost flush, and I just made a nice ramp there. I pretty much totally took that edge off there. I mean, that was another hard corner here. Again, just contoured that. Even went back here in this hard corner and just took that hard edge, that hard corner off there. That way the air can just wrap right around there, theoretically. Yeah, took a little edge off there. I might come back. I ran out of air again and just do little touch-ups, but I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So, again, I just wanted to try my hand at this. Even from this hole to this hole, I just, I went back and kind of touched it up, but you can just see it's much more, circular, symmetrical, I should say, than this one. Again, took this nose out of there and can't even see it anymore, which is cool. And I don't believe it poke through anywhere, which is another thing you have to watch out for. Again, I just feel like there's a lot of excess material in here, and this intake and whatnot, but especially on your heads and stuff, where the valve channels and tunnels and everything are a lot closer. Again, even on these, you're gonna have to be a little more careful. But yeah, I just, I'm sitting here doing this. I got my headphones on, this Ear Pro, and just thinking, this is the stuff that nobody does anymore. Nobody invests in themselves, gets themselves the tools, whatever. They go to Holly and buy the ported, or somebody that already, you send them their manifold and they port it for you. Do it yourself, man. This is like hot rodding. This is I figure just why the car culture nowadays has no soul. It's somebody built their engine for them, somebody did their whole build for them, and then they just drive it. I mean, not to mention these dudes that just go out here and buy, I got the BMW M, blah blah blah. Dude, who cares? Who cares? Anybody can go buy a car, blah blah blah. The Demons, all these dudes with these Hellcats, and I got the Scat, the Hellcat, the Demon, the whatever. There's just no soul to them. Yeah, anybody can go buy a car, and you know what I mean, and have a fast car. But this was I feel like the old days before even, the old hot roddings, late 60s, 70s, 80s, are looked upon so fondly, is because dudes are in the garage doing this. Dudes were intimately getting to know their cars. They're inside out, you know what I mean? They're porting their intake manifolds like this, obviously. Not like this because it's a fuel injection, but you know what I mean? The lower intake manifold, you know what I mean? Porting their heads. I mean, so much more intimate of an experience doing that, obviously. So it's just, not to be in my soapbox, but I was just sitting here thinking, I don't have a shop. I have a 2.5 car garage, and I don't even use all of it. And I'm in here. I got a 26 or 7 gallon tank, air compressor. I'm running. Yeah, just deal with it, man, and do your own stuff. Buy your own tools. Invest in yourself. That way you have the tools. I mean, whatever. Don't go to Lloyd Elliott and get your intake ported and your heads, whatever, dude. Do it yourself. And then that's why these guys treat their cars like crap, because they don't. It's just $1 to them. It's not an experience. It's a $1. But anyways, that's my rant. And yeah, so this is pretty much done. And Then I'll do the runners on the intake. Flip it over for you. I did find the gaskets, and while my compressor was filling up, I kind of marked them, but there's actually not a ton to be removed, but I'm sure I can find some. You know. Anyways, so yeah, so we'll do that next. Again, all my stuff's still sitting here. I need to take to the machine shop. I just haven't done a ton of research and stuff into who exactly I want to do it, and whatnot. So there you go. Catch you all on the flippity flop.